Hey everybody, it's Quantum Degreaser here. I just want to take a moment here, first of the year. I've been having myself a couple of drinks. I'm pretty well tossed. I want to talk about something pretty serious in the struggle between the flat earth and this sim globe earth thing going on. We're going to talk about, for just a minute here, we're going to talk about video games. That's right. So, if you start off yourself a collection, especially when you're in your 40s and you're living in your parents' basement, like a real flat Earth flexpert like myself. You gotta start off with get yourself an Intellivision. And look at this thing. It uses these cards. You put the cards in. Got some here for this and the Atari 5200. It's classic stuff. A bunch of young kids don't know about those. You get yourself an Intellivision, and you get yourself the old voice, IntelliVoice here. You get yourself B-17 Bomber. Go ahead and Google that and YouTube that one if you haven't already. Real sound and voice on a video game system. That is some highfalutin technology, I tell you what. But it's classic stuff right there. You got to have that in your collection. And of course, you got to have yourself a collection. You can't be screwing around here. You got to have yourself the real deal. So of course, you get yourself one of them Atari flashbacks. We got one back in there. But PlayStation 2. Good stuff. Got to get one. PlayStation 1, obviously, it's pretty good stuff, especially if it's got the mod chip in it. The Xbox, yep, can't go wrong there. It's a good system. Nintendo 64. I mean, how else are you going to play GoldenEye or Conker's Bad Fur Day? Those two games you have to have if you have a... hold on a second. Would you just look at that? That is glorious. Alright. So, yep, Conker's Bad Fur Day, GoldenEye, a couple of essential classics for that. Gotta have yourself a PS3 too, also, because how else are you gonna play Twisted Metal? They came out with this, they didn't come out with it on the PS4 that I know of. So how else are you gonna play it? You gotta have yourself a PS3 to get the newest version of it. Game selector, basically all daisy chained together with some RF connectors, selector boxes, and conversion box, and to split between two TVs. Yeah, it's complicated. Sorry, excuse me. Nintendo 16, Super Nintendo, whatever. Good stuff. Classic. One of the essentials. You got to have one. Atari 5200. Over here we got the Atari 2600. If you want to really escape reality, because we all know space is fake, so what is a better way to escape reality than invaders from space? Yeah, that's right. So get yourself one of them. You can do this controller, or you can get yourself a Sega Genesis controller and plug in and use that instead. Those work. It certainly does help. You don't have to have one, but it helps. It does help. So, yeah, Super Nintendo, covered that. It's good stuff. Sega Genesis, again, use those controllers on your 2600, The 5200, yeah, it's the size of a VCR, but, again, you got these classic number pad and the joystick thingy. It's good stuff. If you got yourself a Nintendo, you got to get yourself the 4-player adapter. If you want to play Iron Man Stewart, Ivan Stewart's Off-Road Challenge 4-player, it certainly does help. You got to have one of them. Sega Genesis, yep, covered that. Sega Saturn, if you're going to play some Crazy Taxi, there you go. The classic, which is on right now. Oh, just bask in its gloriousness. Oh. Yeah, if you want to play some classic Nintendo, this is the system right here. Now, if you're like me, you popped open all of your cartridges with one of these game bits. You get one of those, you can open up the cartridges and get yourself a little contact cleaner and clean off the connectors. So you just pop them in, push down, hit power. At 97.34% of the time, they just turn right on. It's just that simple. The Xbox One, yeah, it's pretty good. Granted, if you want, the government recording your voice all the time, and in the future, if you want to deal with the retinal scan and everything else to play a video game, they're alright. So let's come over here. Xbox 360, I don't have a red ring of death yet. So we're still doing good there. And of course, got ourselves a ColecoVision. Here's the controller for the ColecoVision. Yeah, that's permanently attached. So, number pad thingy again with some joystick action going on. Yeah, these don't unplug, so that's what you get right there. PS4, good system. We got the Commodore 64 Mini. I don't have a real Commodore 64, so, it works. The Sega Master System. If you want to do the alternative version from the NES, you can get yourself one of these. GameCube, good stuff. Nintendo Wii, yeah, if you really want to get some bowling action and whatnot going on, it's a good system to have there, right there, I tell you. The Atari 7800, again, a pretty solid alternative to the 8-bit. Of course, the controller's a little different, but, and then you got the Dreamcast, and, of course, you got one of these here, one of these HD movie player thingies for the movies that, not the Blu-ray, but the other one that failed. So I got a couple movies for that, actually. But, yeah, there you have it, Gotta get yourself a solid collection. So yeah, as you can see, we got some AV cables. Quite a few, actually. They all go into here. Got still a few open ports. And, of course, coaxial systems, they all come in. And, those two coaxial system selectors are daisy chained, and they come out and go into here. We got an output, and of course these AV cables, they all come in to an input here also, and basically it all ends up going out. But I do have a thing selected to where one of these input boxes is hooked up backwards, actually. And what I do is the AV cables go into that and into the output, and then I use a 1 selector and a 2 selector, and basically I'm sending an AV signal. Well, one goes into here to be converted to the coax for the tube TV. The other output goes to the 55-inch TV, so I can play some of these AV games on either one. And then the HDMI, they're all separate, and they all just go through the receiver and into the 55-inch. So that's how all that happens. Now, of course, if you got the PS4, you get to get yourself VR, and all the gun controllers that go along with that. And, get yourself a steering wheel controller with the gas pedals. I can move this over and line it up. You got the flight controllers, the throttle and all that for the Ace Combat 7 with the VR. Flying in VR is awesome, I tell you what. I can take this whole thing off and turn it into a driving game. You pull your seat out of your car to build all this. Who needs a car, and a job, all that? Who needs that? You know what I'm saying? When you're a flat earther like me, you know, you're down here in your parents' basement, you gotta tell your parents, you know, hey, I'm an adult, I'm in my mid-40s, you know, I got my stuff handled, alright? You know, lay off me, okay? Yeah, I've been drinking a bit tonight, you know, sure, but, I mean, does this look like, you know, somebody who doesn't have their stuff together? You know, that's what I'm saying, alright? So, have a good, happy new year. Bye.